Help me. Oh, wait, are we good? I don't know if we're good. I don't. This is the worst. This is absolutely the worst. The internet is flickering in and out, and there is nothing I can do. I don't know. What is going on? Just a poor day for the internet. Poor. But are we back? Is that the question? Okay, we are back. Just terrible. The worst. Maya, are you still there? I don't blame you if you leave at this point. Oh, la-di-da, I wonder. I doubt it, but I wonder. God damn it, Maya. It's not even Twitch's fault. The internet just keeps changing. That's the problem. This is the worst. This is the worst comeback I could have ever possibly managed. The worst. And why do you keep, they say third time's the charm. Why do you keep running to Twitter? To complain to the void. Oh, Lord have mercy. Why did you retweet it? Oh, this is the worst. We're making it work, I guess. I really need to get an overlay so I can actually show the comments and shit. That'd be good. I've literally gone nowhere. I feel like I'm just going in circles, and it's been an hour, and no progress has been made. And the internet keeps going in and out for no reason, even though I'm plugged in. What happened? Okay. This is the learning experience. This is the learning experience. Okay, alright. We will continue once more. Maybe. Pretty please. Hold. Good deal. Shoutouts to Discord. It was my phone light. No, I actually disconnected. Oh, just now? Well, I mean, I guess not now. Oh, wouldn't that be a shame? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Continuing on, what was I doing? Right. Okay, right. Bottles that may explode. Great scientists. Are they exotic chemicals? Do you use them for exciting experiments? Yes, indeed. And as Hurley always says, chemistry is an explosive science. Sorry? I agree. A single discovery can trigger an explosion of innovation all around the world. Or perhaps he just meant it literally. Either way, mental note, do not touch any bottle that belongs to Iris. This may just be a random piece of paper or trash, but I like to believe it's a little duck. And no one will tell me otherwise. Duck trash. What a beautiful English tea set, and it's so neatly arranged. It's a favorite pastime of mine. A cup of herbal tea in the afternoon. Tea? Made of herbs? That's right. I grow all sorts of herbs in the garden, so I can experiment with different blends. One moment. Don't go away. I'll brew a pot of special blend I came up with earlier today. She looks delighted. I only hope it's safe to drink. Or not, you could just back to typing. You got it. Iris is hard at work at her desk. Look. She's tapping away on her typewriter so fast, her fingers are a blur. Sorry, I can't stop. I have to meet the deadline for the next issue. Oh, I see. You must be very busy then. Don't disturb her, Mr. Naruhodo. I won't. So you can lower your arms now, please. Goodness. What on earth is that big black lump over there? Ah, that's a typewriter. What? Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke, please. Oh, that's always one of the trappings. Oh, what is it? That's the Susato I'ma fuck you up pose. She's gonna flip me right on my ass. Okay. She be slapping him. If only he got off that easy. Nah, full body suplexes or throws, judo throws, to be more precise, or a combination of judo and whatever else she said it was. Well, Madison's going to cosplay Iris. Yeah, I can see it. Does she even have any like steampunk-ish type of wear that she could wear, or attire? I guess she's gonna need all those belts and it's overalls, I guess. Yeah, it's just overalls and heart-shaped little gloves and a big old belt, and whatever those straps are at the bottom of that belt. She just snaps his neck. Hi-ya! Oh no. The worst ending. And then Phoenix Wright never happened. Anyway, Ryunosuke wanting to break continuity by pointing out that she's working on a typewriter and then asking, what is that black clump right there? And saying, yeah, it's a typewriter. Fascinating. Ah, that's a typewriter. It's a machine that allows you to write on paper without needing a pen. And wizardly quickly, too. Oh, that sounds like it could be very useful for someone like me with terrible handwriting. Wait, Iris, are all the stories from the adventures of Herlock Sholmes? Yes, everyone typed on this trusty machine. Oh my goodness! How wonderful! Susato-san looks like she's been shown into the Tokyo Imperial Palace Gardens. Okay. Nice, cute little horse. I'm not even gonna begin to describe dog. Nope, don't even bother. Do not entertain, brain. Do not entertain. I mean, they knew what she was doing. I think. How about the juror? Oh, the typewriting juror? I don't know, she was a juror. There was nothing more to her. Okay, let's roll on back to Mr. Natsume. And then sit. No. Good. You almost got me there. You almost got me there, game. Almost fucked me up. They knew about typewriters with McGilded, though? Did they? Maybe? Worst game. 0 out of 5. Who gives a shit? Anyway, let's, okay, we looked at a few things. Ooh, let's look at the cat. Oh, look! It's a beckoning cat from home! It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage? Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same. And this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Oh, is that actually the explanation? Nobody can read his thoughts. He just has very... Well, I really had a real life moment where I just processed things. Telltale signs of what he's actually thinking? I mean, I guess that fits. Usually just slumps his shoulders again. Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There are notes scrawled all over them, in English. It looks like the waste paper basket was so full, they've just fallen out. I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you? Or deeply averse to tidying up his mess. I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth. Could you even call this a window? Ah, that's the point, Ryunosuke. It can't be. I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks now. So really it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that? I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on a fit of whimsy. Ugh, that's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive. It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. It's almost worse than a prison cell. At least you can leave anytime, but like, at least in prison cells, you do get a window. Right, and we did talk to you last time. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, so true. To be or not to be? That is indeed the question, Mr. Naruhodo. To be or not to be brushed off? That is the question, and the answer is all too clear. Let's leave Mr. Sholmes in peace, shall we? Okay, I guess that's all I'm getting out of here. Wonderful. Being bricked up in a room is maddening. Ryu has more than jokes. Ryu got snark. And that snark has lived on through generations and generations. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Alright, so we're back here with the dude and the maid. Ah, you pair again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? Mr. Herlock Sholmes? Yes. Rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Jordan. Now then, why don't you tell me what— For the umpteenth time, woman! Will you watch what you're bally well doing? I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave, if you'd be so kind. Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadib is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. So we will in fact not leave. Ooh, what do we have here? Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put up there deliberately, surely. Yes. It certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder? I'm going to have a very quick look. Just a little peek. Maybe let's not, Miss Susato. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea. No snoop. Well then, what about this? That's a full-sized cannon. What's it doing in here? Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica. That old thing? It's little more than a toy. Sorry? The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon around the house. Really? Isn't it overkill? Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy. Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garadib? Always is. Take Joanne here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well on the cannon there, Joanne tells me. Which rather proves my point, I feel. It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. Well, actually, Ryunosuke, it's pointing up. There's no hanging about it. In fact, this is probably what proper cannon posture looks like. Proper cannon posture, that's a thing. That's a thing to say. Is he gonna shoot the cannon at a robber? No! That'd be silly. What else we got? Well, the uniform here. That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked at after, though. That old thing? Pah! Nothing much better than rags, really. Oh? Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it? Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous! Ah! I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here? Ah, those things? A couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Became a bit of colorful regiment folklore, that incident. You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent shells? Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. They're only scrap iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might become useful, do you? Useful for what exactly? Yes, well. Joanne here did manage to knock me of the bally. What the hell? Joanne here did manage to knock one of the bally things on my foot the other day while she was dusting. Oh no! Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know. Maybe reconsider throwing them away? Or not putting them on the fucking fireplace? Like shit, yeah. That's doom waiting to happen. And from that height, shit. Surprised you didn't say anything about a broken foot. That looks like a Medal of Honor. And it's showcased on a very grand banner. Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say. Although it bothers me that it's not straight. What, that old thing? Sorry? I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the bally thing out of my way. So it's just being polished to a shine by accident, I suppose? There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. It says, "For distinguished participation." Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in the line for. Well, one doesn't like to bow one's head and to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles. I suppose. That portrait of Mr. Garadib is glaring at me, I swear. Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garadib as well? Yes, and There seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well. Ah, yes. Seemed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket. Seemed to come back? What do you mean? The chap who runs the place is a bally wizard. Went in to sell him something and came out with that thing. In point of fact, now that I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need. The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements. Susato-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. And she got away with it scot-free. Ugh. Female privilege and pretty privilege. Oh, the nerve of this Susato Mikotoba. You think a military vet would know that a cannon is a bad personal weapon, but to each their own, I guess. It looks nice. Also, it makes for a good story. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna use it in this environment unless, I don't fucking know, blimps were outside. But, yeah, it's a nice decoration. And hey, if it's usable, it's usable. Susato is the full package. Oh, the full package. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Why can't I examine the very obvious thing that's right there? Ah, whatever. What the fuck? No bullshit. No, come on. No, he really just popped in. No bullshit. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, you can't see him. He's being covered by the fucking arrow. That's wonderful. That's great. That's great. That's grand. But we'll get to you, my friend, in just a second. Oh, look! What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand. Lined up? It looks more like someone has half demolished them to me. Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, you know. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Garadib's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea. That sounds delightful. Oh, wait a minute though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand. We're really just ignoring him. We're really just ignoring him. He's just perched up on the window, but we're just gonna keep on trucking. Buy Shroms everywhere, but you can never see him. The power of pop-in magic. Old English tech. He's got it all. He's got it all. There are at least 10 cakes on this stand. Well, naturally. And it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garadib doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joanne, you shall have to tidy up. How magnanimous of you. Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my, a genuine London dresser. It's delightful. Isn't it delightful? Although the shelves seem to be broken, and the crockery is... oh dear, it's in pieces. It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice. Ah, I wonder... perhaps the cannon was fired at it. Yes, probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here. Shums is about to jump out of a window when we're talking about cakes. Well, thankfully he hasn't opened the window. Well, alright. I guess we'll ask what the hell he's doing. What's he doing over there? Mr. Sholmes? Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious! When did you sneak in here? Herlock Sholmes, sir. At your service. Whatever were you doing by the window? I am given to watching the evening sky at the sunsets, madam. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Well, keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. Do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? There is a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so. There is just time enough for me to get... There is just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let's conclude the matter before dark. Mr. Garadib, though it would seem that you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a lord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruhodo, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Oh, another. Always you with your shoulders. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly? How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reason, I am the king of beasts. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Commence the mini-game. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadib, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has been run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam. Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Oh! Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrity, at Batty's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Now, Mr. Garrity, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man. I simply... But what, we must ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out its one last, unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who had inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsated appetite. Was it, or was it not, once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. He did it. He fucked it up. I get. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joanne? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Gardeeb. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Wow, he's like the real redacted, but way crazier and happier. Yeah, he is like the real redacted. Almost like they just switched the first two words. But yeah, way more eccentric. For better, I suppose. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times, too. Oh. Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it again? Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies behind the realms of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Gardeeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said that they sold the lion into the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing, but I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Ah, my dear Miss Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. Oh, what a glorious notion! Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage. That's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it! Excellent! I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning. Of Sherlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Got you in the noon for afternoon tea. Or I guess evening tea. Evening tea's a thing? Is evening tea even a thing? Well, not that I know. Ah, well. Alright. Oh, let's break out Microsoft Word. Hundreds of years ago. And start marking it up red. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Alright, it is morning for you. You're an hour ahead. That's fair. Early morning tea, huh? Whatever floats your boat. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Aye. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garradib, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has been run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. I really didn't see the lion thing coming. Nobody did. He just looked where his eyes supposedly went without actually seeing where his eyes went and said, ah yes, lion. Let me BS my way through this. And he did it. He certainly BS'd his way through it. Congratulations. You get a D. No, but if you observe Mr. Garradib's reaction, it rather seems as though some kind of beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garradib's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. Golly gee willikers, if oh. Huh. Well, what do we have here? What's this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Garradib's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. The glass is broken, so you can't see the bride's face at all. But no amount of cracks could hide the woman's plump form. I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, she certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower there. Not someone you'd want to upset, that's for sure. Oh look, have you noticed her wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it? Yes, that's an unusual design. It looks like some sort of embellished sunflower. Interesting. Well, I guess we have... Ryu's gonna get canceled for fat shaming.
Take that!
The beast was the fat ass. in this picture frame. Oh dear. Oh, Anetho, welcome. You came at the worst time. You came. Oh, you came at the worst time. Anyhow. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. but I'm Tish. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrideb. And while we will lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late. The fact remains that the beast, which so clearly savaged this room, was your wife, Mr. Garrideb. Ah! The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to, madam? Debbie! Welcome. Ah, yes. Remember, ladies, and possibly gentlemen. Oh, the Blue Draconics left a while ago. That's okay. Remember, ladies. Well, I guess, mental note to me. If you see big woman, you just say she has a lot of horsepower. Yep, we're gonna leave it at that. Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garrideb anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrideb's wife could be. Oh. Huh. Can't even point that out. I guess I don't mind if I do, madam. Just respectfully looking at pocket. That certainly does appear to be a circus handbill poking out from her pocket. Batty's Circus, currently performing shows in a park not far from here. You don't think... Surely Mr. Garrideb didn't sell his wife to the circus? You know, Sholmes was being a bit of a dick when he mentioned beasts and things. Then Ryunosuke said, I'ma hop on. Circus gung-ho. Mr. Naruhodo, how could you even think such a thing? I was only joking. Besides, I would have gone with, do you think he fed her to his pet lion? Oh! Yes! Fuck it up! Oh my goodness! This is too good. That's somehow worse. That's the idea, Ryunosuke. That's the idea. Oh goodness. Alright. Enough roasting of who could this mystery woman possibly be. Oh, look, a teapot. Short and stout. What a charming little teapot. And it's in pristine condition. Joanna's been pouring some deliciously fragrant tea from Mr. Garadib, hasn't he? Well, not so much for Mr. Garadib, as on Mr. Garadib, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't dream of drawing attention to it. I mean, oh, come on. Too tightly shut eyes to avoid even the chance of a giveaway glance. Pursed lips to prevent any secrets from slipping out. Rounded cheeks to deflect any abuse that might be hurled her way. Yes, this is an unnervingly powerful woman, Miss Usada. It's your turn of phrase that's unnerving, Mr. Naruhodo.
Take that!
It didn't fucking work. That's crazy. God damn it. I can't believe I fucked it up. I'm not even sure if I should voice this. It's impossible to believe it could be true, yet for some reason the thought came to my mind that the serving maid is in fact a mighty goddess of destruction. What spectacularly contrived logic led to It's just the cold, blank stare he's giving me with this incredibly ironic phrase. Just I'm hurt. I've hurt myself, and yet I'm hurt. Oh. Is the air horn not playing? Stream. I beg of you, play the air horn. Oh. Well, there it is. Is what I would have thought. Man, this whole thing's just fucked up. I don't know what's wrong. Hang on a minute. Wait. Can y'all hear the sound effects? 'Cause I can't. Huh. How interesting. Well, I basically hear these internet sound effects on a near daily basis, and I did put them there myself, so I will react in spirit. Mission failed, we'll get them next time. Ah, well. Oh, wait. Oh, now you can't hear them? This whole stream has just been cursed. And I have no idea what to do with it. It's not okay. A part of the stream isn't working. And yet I have no idea how to fix it. Oh well. Something to look into for tomorrow. I think we're still okay. Anyway, I'm about to be ridiculed by Herlock. What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, it's supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. Sorry. Well, shit. Oh, that's actually new. We've already established who it was that caused all the damage in this room. Yes, Mr. Garadib's wife. It's just a question of finding out where she is now. For some reason, I feel as though she's very nearby. I just need to find the evidence to prove it. What? She's right there, though. What are you talking about? There's not... No. Oh, come on. Come on. I mean, like, oh,
Take that!
I'll be damned. Silly me, silly me. But the fancy sound bites add to the stream. You don't understand. Unfortunately, I cannot check the slap mark yet. We'll get him. We'll get him. Anyway, one step at a time. Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Oh. Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Gardeeb's wife in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. Oh. No. You are Mr. Gardeeb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Gardeeb herself. Oh my word! Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmised, this is my wife. Yes, my Joanne. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you're a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Why she jiggle like that? 'Cause Capcom spent the money on the things that matter. I couldn't even finish the sentence. My body said, stop, stop, it's a terrible thing. But I will fight through it anyway, because Capcom spent the money on the things that matter. Jiggle physics. The things that they sacrifice. I can't go down yet. I'm good for another hour. I'm still here, damn it. Yes, here in London one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. You mean Mr. Gardeeb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Gardeeb? Only in company, obviously. But listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret. Please! Imagine pretending your husband's maid. Imagine pretending your husband's a maid. Well, you see, there's a lovely thing called kinks. And, yeah. That will be left at that. Hey, fun music! Now, Mr. Garradieb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garradieb's wife a beast. Just no chill. Absolutely no chill. No chill whatsoever. Jesus Christ. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garradieb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garradieb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? Well, it's the thing that we already done saw.
Take that!
Oh, Blue Jay Comics, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you got goodness, I can't, you'll have to forgive me that I cannot remember. You can only read chat at the moment. Oh, I see. Well, thank you for stopping by again. Always a pleasure to have you. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade. Was you, Madame Joanne Garradieb? Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide that slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah! How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garradieb to fly into a rage. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garradieb's wife, Mr. Naruhodo. She's a person, not a thing. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. Well, I mean, bills would certainly do. Oh, no. Oh no! Ah, someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here too. Look! Mr. Garadib is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. Remind me that at 12 gigs of data, you can't watch Twitch. Yeah, especially if you're doing the highest resolution? Broadcast audio options? Broadcast video options? Interesting. I suppose that'll do it. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. And look next to the signature here. Lip marks made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Susato-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. Well, that would be cause for concern, yes. But what about this here? Oh dear, this plate has been smashed to pieces, and nobody seems inclined to tidy up the mess. Perhaps it's some sort of high art. On the floor? Really? High art on the floor? Honestly, I just never even bothered questioning it. If you wanted to depict something as art, you just hang it on a wall. But never once did someone consider the floor and all of its dirtiness. Really, Mr. Naruhodo? Thank you. You've shared my sentiments. Can you solo Sholmes? Wait. Still, violence isn't the only answer. Violence is always the answer. Let's beat each other. What? Can you solo Sholmes? But Amani can? Amani can solo cook. I wanna hear shit. I don't wanna hear shit about Imani and fucking Goku. Madison's not here. You know what? No, Anetha was here. She heard that conversation. I was losing my... Madison and I were losing our minds over that shit. Ugh. That was terrible. It felt like a prank. But anyway. Well, anyone who has a cannon on display in their living room is clearly a little eccentric. Yes, let's call it eccentricity. I mean, a broken plate is one thing, let's be real. But is it enough to slap a man over? Honestly, these are all very good reasons to slap a man over. Broken plate? The least likely. Unpaid bills? You're getting there, you're getting there. Cheating?
Take that!
You done fucked up now. Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so happy that sometimes I can make myself laugh. Oh, I'm proud of myself for that one. Oh, that's good. That's good. Passionate indeed. A little more deep voice than just actual British. Oh no, she's pissed. What's happening here? Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly on the ointment? Wait, is the fly on the ointment? Wait, perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment. Is that a phrase? What kind of phrase is that? The fly in the ointment. Oh. It is an actual phrase. Let's see. A fly in the ointment. A minor irritation that spoils the success or enjoyment of something. Oh. Yeah. An idiomatic expression for a drawback. Uh-huh. Yeah. That ruined my day. That ruined my day. Sounding like a 5-star hotel. We've got to have the money. Oh, goodness. Those voices are always fun to do. One step to being rich is sounding rich. That is simply one step, though. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here? Oh my god! Joe! He took the man out! He's down! Medic! Medic! Oh no! Jesus. Oh, the poor man. But he's remained his composure. He's not going down. He's being held against the ropes. He's still got his pipe in his tea. Oh, he's not going down without a fight. He died. Hit him with Zawardo. But I don't know the Bali woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't even written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say? That's right. That's what I've been trying to say. Ugh! A likely story. Now listen here, Joanne, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book at that second-hand place, and that note must have already been in there. So, the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? That's right. That's what I've been trying to say. Ah! A likely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you'd forgotten, is John. Ah! A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? Oh! And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. How much did that teapot have? Infinite! Infinite. Ugh. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. But surely Mrs. Gardeb eat the carpet while they're dragging her. They're dragging the shit out of her. Oh my lord. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room has been is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need to only follow Mrs. Gardeeb's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes. Alright, to explain what happened to the carpet, how about we look at the carpet? The carpet here has been ripped to shreds. Yes, and according to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, the tears match those made by an Indian lion's teeth exactly. Oh, look here. What is it? If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks. Oh yes, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all. Let's rethink with this in mind. Let's rethink this with what we can't even do shit. Let's rethink this with that in mind. Oh, this looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the three missing from its holder? Well, that explains it.
Take that!
Ugh. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of this ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. Mrs. Gardeeb's mighty arm muscles. Oh dear. Mrs. Gardeeb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, For the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you! Oh. Oh! Most impressive. Now that's goals. Elementary. It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all mine old novels there. What the fuck am I doing? I need to save. Post haste. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material, for which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt description! Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by a fire when the candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Oh. My mic fucking... I didn't calm down anything. My mic just toppled over and I didn't even notice. I've been keeping an eye on the comments. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Over here, Mr. Gardeeb? Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me. Oof. Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Gosh. And the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. Ugh. That's fucking awful. Fucking imagine your wife thinks you're cheating on her, and in response, she slaps the shit out of you so hard that it knocks over a candle, burns the carpet, and instead of putting aside your feelings of this burning carpet that could take a whole bunch of things that you love, your wife just keeps throwing shit at you. What a terrible sight it must have been, is an understatement. There I was. Well, okay, fair enough. There was I, backed up against the window under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. What? Wait. This implies that she may have thrown books that were on fire at him. And the dude's hobbling around on a cane. Jesus. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride? Ah, yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be the correct.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be the correct once again. It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere, and the old stick was in full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think. So at exactly the same time, as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at that moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. Oh, really? Sip. Mr. Sholmes. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo? What can I do for you? Well, I think we've gotten to the bottom of Mr. Garadeep's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. God damn it. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were going to say that. Ah! Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into only two categories, those relevant to the case, and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Wait, I clicked on. What does that mean, I clicked on? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh, I see. You wanted him to laugh more. Oh no, is it that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it. No more time to think. Perhaps you would like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garadeep. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. Soseki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. But can't we explore what happened? I guess we can. What a miserable sight. Oh dear, but at least the whole room wasn't engulfed in flames. I suppose so. But my whole collection went up in smoke, you know. All those novels I adored so much. Well, John, whose fault is that? Not mine, that's for sure. Well, whoever may or may not be to blame. I'm quite sure you can buy some new old books to replace them, can't you? New old books? Bally nonsense. It does sound like a contradiction in terms, but then those two are full of contradictions. That's couples for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Or so I've been led to believe. But is he still on the window? Of course not. Oh, hey, the window. This window looks out over the Briar Road, where the young woman was attacked. Oh, yes. I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene. The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly. Does this thing open out at all, I wonder? I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? And as soon as you open that window, the teas will freeze on the spot. No Londoner would go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you. Oh, big yawn. Goodness gracious. We're already at that time, huh? Power on through. It seems very unlikely that those two would have been seeing anything of the incident then. I believe we're almost done with this part. So I think we can wrap this up by going to prison. This is not the prison. Did I click on the wrong thing? What happened? Did I miss? Did I fucking miss? What happened? Oh. Okay, cool. This was mandatory. Yay! It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's have her carry... Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Gare-Deebs' house. Something going on? What the hell? What? Wait. Wait. What? Huh. Hold on. A new character that I did not expect at all. Who are you? Well, well, aren't you just Mr. Fancy Pants? I've never seen you before. This is new. How to voice you? Alright, fuck it. Are you gonna do a snooty one? I mean, I was saving a snooty one for a character in a later case, but let me see what I can do. I can differentiate when the time comes. Helmeppo vibes? Oh, I forget what Helmeppo looks like. I'm gonna look him up really quickly. Is he the dude in the... Is he the dude... Oh. I was thinking of the Swan guy. Never mind. It's kind of there. A butt chin. That's the voice I imagine. Oh, I don't remember what Helmeppo sounds like. Oh well, maybe I'll look it up later. Adapt. Okay, enough stalling. We got time. Time's on the clock. Yes, that's where time is, Matthew. Thank you. I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. What? Oh my goodness. These are just new characters being dropped right on. These are just new characters being dropped right on me.
Who you calling an old man, you rum-looking ninny pinny?
Pin me? Wait, hold on a second. What did he say? Rum-looking nimini pimini. Nimini pimini. That's crazy.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Who's this Horatio fella, huh? What are you on about?
Excuse me.
Huh? What the... Who are you now?
I'm sorry. It just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see.
Huh? A lawyer? What?
If I could be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law.
Fine. I'll be on me way for now. But you mark my words. This ain't over yet. With the poses.
Get thee to a nunnery!
Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you?
I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you.
What was that all about?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? In the Gardeeb residence?
Oh, you just read Hamlet in class? Yeah. I mean, it's a famous quote. Oh, did I ever read Hamlet? I want to say I did. I'm a real English major now. You recognize Shakespeare. Look at you, look at you.
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode.
Mr. Gardeeb mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man.
Do you happen to know the other lodger, who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemist in my battle of words ne'er could there be.
Sorry? Battle, did you say?
Who was the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night.
I see.
I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances, at least. So, fair maiden, so, good gentleman, I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well! I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Gardeeb house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over.
Cavendish? What does Cavendish look like? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's the better one. Cavendish. Yeah, that's the better comparison. Oh, Soseki.
and now going to be voiced by Chris Pratt. References, current things. Mario is going to be voiced by Chris Pratt. I fucking love this timeline. Oh, I just want to see it. I just want to see it from my own eyes. Oh, it's you! You're here! You came! Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched!
That was my best joke of the night.
Ah, truly I have fallen.
But we can only go up. I guess. Maybe. I don't think that's how that works. Never mind.
We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh no! Think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nipponese! Oh, now, let's not get carried away. Oh, I quite agree. There is nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand, it is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. Oh, it's you! The miserable, rotten spy, Herlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se, save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option.
Hey, Blue Jay Comics, what's up? Is this guy okay? There has not been a solid moment on screen where this man is okay.
He's caught a case of the vapors, you see.
He's just a little stressed, defended in a case where nobody's going to take his defense. It's just us, and we haven't even said yes yet.
Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight, and cost me not a penny. Ah! You! How dare you, Herlock Sholmes! Ugh. I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings, no doubt my luck will have been cursed by tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life has been bedamned! What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings are indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean?
Oh boy.
Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you just said now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed. Oh no! Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, I see. That's really agitated him. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Old Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no, well, what do you mean? Please, tell me, summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words. No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever. Oh my goodness! Can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly! Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGilded. Whoa! What?! Ah, I'm impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself. Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. Ah! You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh, yes. Well, why, of course he is. Of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What the hell does that mean? What on earth do you mean by that? And we find out now. Van Zeeks is a quite exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. That's good. So Seki-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system, whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling impostors as witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury. Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly is from time to time, my dear madam. It is simply the reality of the situation. Wonder if that'll come up in the next trial? I wonder. He's got dudes working for him? I don't know. Prosecutors have usually been one-man shows. Usually. But who knows? We have a detective friend. Maybe he'll be an asshole and betray us. That tends to happen sometimes. But we'll see. And that's all right? However, those indicted by Lord Van Zieks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the education may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months, they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear? But how? Ah, by all manner of misfortunes, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall in the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. Jesus. What a gimmick. He's so powerful, he doesn't have to do anything. I knew it. I'm a dead dodo, done for, doomed! When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Gerdib's house, I presume. Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain, but I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. Well, that didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking beside me about me. I started becoming nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room. But even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time. I've had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road, a week ago now. Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it, but if not, don't mention it in the first place." Yes, well said. But it was true. Oh, it was all true. You mean the room really is cursed then? Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe me? Really no one at all? To believe. Yes, to believe. Mr. Sholmes. Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the case on the SS Bureau. Do you recall? The Bureau. Ah, that case. The one with the snake. Well, yes. I'm being haunted by fairy godparents!
That is exactly what that is. That's crazy. Good to you, Mai. Good to you. Nailed it right on the head.
At that time, I was the suspect. But you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did I? Intriguing. What I want to know is why? Why did you believe me? I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room? Well, if you like, yes.
10,000 likes and I'll help this guy in jail.
I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You just said, I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. Ah! In that case, I should have made an elementary error in judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse in my opinion. Meaning? Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself.
Why do I continue? That's the game! The games do it! It auto goes. I cannot laugh indefinitely.
It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself.
I don't skip it, the game automatically skips it.
Yes, he's right. He's right, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Laugh indefinitely? Yeah, I'll do that as we close out the stream. In 8 minutes, better hurry.
Whether or not I can believe myself.
A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
You were so right, Kazuma.
Oh, BRB? Alright.
Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. Rip to the OG indeed. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Oh dear. There's never enough time, is there? Mr. Natsume, if you like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in. The defendant, justice or the truth. How to believe even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. For the Nipponese, hoo-ah, hoo-ah! It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Haha, pain and suffering. Miss Usato. Yes. Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily in my mind, but it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself. Soseki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him. To fight in his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. You actually thought they were going to the restaurant and not the how cute. Poor thing. I'm going to trust that Roundabout was playing. Yes, late. We're going to call it here. What a night. What a night. God damn, I keep forgetting that is an option. Oh dear. Alright. So now we start. Oh, great stream as always. No! Everything was trash in the beginning. I was muted for like half an hour. Nobody really showed up. Y'all showed up at the end. I guess I should have expected that. But regardless. Okay. You missed the beginning? No, it's fine. Because I've learned how to properly export all of these streams onto YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link my YouTube channel in my description or profile or whatever. I'm going to upload the streams that I have to YouTube in their entirety, in their long 2 to 3 hour chunk entirely. So there, you can watch the streams all for yourself. But, I guess it's times like these where I just really need to... I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this. The point is, thank you so much for the very few people who did show up. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and that means a whole lot to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream tomorrow, and then I'm going to be on another business trip next week. So there's no streaming, I think, Monday and Wednesday. Well, actually, no. I'll be back Thursday. So if I have enough energy left in me, I believe I can stream Friday night. And then we'll take it from there. I don't know where you get this Pastor Matt. You might not have... Oh, you have a meeting. No, that's totally fine. Because we have a YouTube channel where you can watch all the streams, post-recorded. Oh, it'll be great. What, Dango? What's Dango? I'm unfamiliar with this Dango. Hanami Dango. Alright, I'll look that up. Hanami Dango. Oh, it's these little... Yeah. Right. I've seen those. Little chewy things. Oh, and I thought you always were the cook. Another, do you possibly... No, hold on, never mind. I will text you later about that. It's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. What the fuck is stinging me? What is this? What is this? What the fuck? What? Fuck. Fucking hell, what is that? I feel like I'm going insane. I mean, being stabbed in the foot. Okay. Alright, conclusions. It's time to go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much on this incredibly roller coastery stream. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll head off with the first trial day, and then we'll take it from there. I'll try to set everything up better and make sure everything's all set up before the stream. So same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, and before I go, thank you very much to D-Man Hardy for following me 8 days ago. That's my co-worker. He was kind enough to follow me. So hey, we're at 15 followers, ladies and gentlemen. A milestone, a milestone. And to celebrate, we continue. We press forward. And hopefully maybe get some more people to show up. But enough rambling. Thank you all very much for joining. Have a great night. Be safe. And take care.